first, BC. Playback. Make sure the unit can hear me, huh? Amplified unit! It is indeed time to wake up, get up, and get amplified. Now they want to give me ads. Really? Any other time, no. Don't give BC ads. It's too controversial. Now they want to give me ads. Are you kidding me? Unit, what's going on? I'm trying to get playback. They're throwing ads my way, in my ear. Here we go. There's the unit. What's up, my amplified unit? Yes, gold team, gold status, man. I wanted to do this for a while. And it just, timing was just off this whole last week, even earlier. I'm coming from Orlando, Florida this week, by the way. Or this morning, this week. This morning, I'm coming from Orlando, Florida. So if you guys caught an audio format only, and BC was not like this, you weren't seeing BC get amplified, yeah, take under consideration, I was coming all the way from fucking Florida, and I still wanted to amplify, you motherfuckers. That's how we do, man. Doesn't matter where we are, we gonna stay amplified. So, I said I couldn't do it this morning, so I said, you know what? Once I get unpacked, once I get my ball bearings in order, my ducks in a row, I want to come hardcore with a members-only live chat live stream. So all my amp unit is going to be able to see this either live, or most of you guys will see this over the next 24 hours because I did only give a half an hour of notice, like I always do, and I'm not going to change. So... JR9, I appreciate that, man. Audio format was great. I tried, man. You know, I was in and out of travel, Ubers to airplanes to those little monorail trains. I mean, the travel was nuts. I was trying to get you guys I was trying to do editing, put some photos up in for you guys in case you did want to still watch. There was something to see. So I did my best, guys. If you don't know what I'm talking about, a few hours ago, I put up a podcast, the Amped Up podcast for Monday, May 22nd, 2023. This is just bonus amplification. This is a chance to get my gold card members together so we can shoot the shit on many topics like SmackDown's rating, which, by the way, went down again. And we're also going to talk Rampage's rating as well, if anybody even still counts that. We're going to talk more female talent that is injured, and it looks pretty bad. We're talking even surgery outside of WWE with Mercedes Moné, Sasha Banks, and inside with WWE's walls with Dakota Kai and possibly Liv Morgan as well will need surge. We'll go over that. Internal belief is that Triple H, Paul Levesque, SHNOZ McGee, Mr. Pinocchio is botching who should be megastars right now, or at least on their way. But instead, SHNOZ McGee, maybe his nose is so damn big, it's fucking blinding him. Who the fuck knows? But he's not seeing what we are all seeing, which are superstars in their lap. And Paul Levesque just wants to play favorites or is just blinded by the light. Yeah, I think you guys know what I'm talking about. We're going to talk that. Meltzer is talking about Collision not racking up asses in seats, man. They're not pushing tickets for Collision. A lot of people still on the fence about this Saturday show, and apparently it is not being received well. And when Meltzy Boy's even talking about his own AEW product, that tells you something. 2 new trademarks were filed by Tony... I think I need a sip of my coffee already, man. Hold on. Let me try to get through the cold open teas. 2 new trademarks filed by Tony Khan. I got all choked up saying that because I can't help but laugh. One of them is Saturday Night Collision. That's fine. We understand that trademark. The other one is literally, and I quote, Transfer Portal. Transfer Portal is what AEW's boss, Tony Khan, is bringing to Saturday nights and Wednesdays. We'll go over what that means. AJ Styles talks about how, yeah, this is absolutely a secondary title that we're competing for. How do you not see that it's a secondary title? Of course it's a participation trophy. When AJ Styles says that, the guy who is going for the title, you know WWE done fucked up. And pretty fucking badly, by the way. Also, we'll have the latest on the Raw preview. Whatever that looks like, we will go over that at the very end. There's been a lot of super chatters that have come in. JR9, I believe, kicked it off. We're going to get to that. I think, there were several super chats. All supers will be acknowledged. Acknowledge them. All will be acknowledged at the end of this members-only chat live stream. I assure you of that. Listen to that. Listen to that. Keep doing it, babe. That's my chow chow girl right there, man. I got a chow chow. You're going to be vicious when they get older, but as a baby, as a puppy, they're so awesome, you know. And they're going to be awesome when they're an adult as well. But now you're going to be shy? I got a German Shepherd and I got a chow chow, and the chow chow is a puppy, so I got to keep them at the studio when I'm recording. So if you hear honking, it's not BC. I didn't have anything weird for dinner. That's my chow chow. So, or maybe it's my German Shepherd taking my chow's toys. I don't know. But they are in the studio. You might hear some barking, some toys being chucked around. Who knows? So super chats we will get to. Also, first and foremost, this is memberships. Channel members only live chat. So first and foremost, I got to give thank yous to some of my channel members. And I see Clutch City Fan up in this bitch. 5-month membership. That's the totality. That's as long as we've been having channel memberships on this channel. So Clutch City Fan and DeMonte Ty Drew, both with 5-month memberships, man. Clutch City Fan says, BC Amp Unit, time to get amplified. You know it, Clutch City Fan. So good to have you up in here. And bro, I appreciate the 5-month membership, man. Just like DeMonte Ty Drew, who says 5 months as a gold member and still kicking it with my unit brothers and sisters. Much love to you and the unit. Well, DeMonte and Clutch City, both 5-month memberships. Salute to you guys, man. Badass. Love seeing it, man. Jane Donnelly celebrating 5 months. Let's get rockin', Amp Unit. Enough said, Jane Donnelly. You ain't got to say it twice. Let's rock this, bitch. I want to start off real quick. Some surefire, rapid-fire topics, all right? SmackDown rating and some injuries that are plaguing the women of professional wrestling. That's where we're going to start. I'll kind of run through this. Robert Hurt, 4-month membership. You rock, BC. You rock, Robert Hurt. I appreciate you, bro. 4-month membership. I got Dante Jaron 23, 5 straight months of straight fire membership. Dante Jaron 23, what up, BC? I'm gonna bring that. I'm gonna ricochet that right back to you if you don't mind, Dante Jaron 23. I'm gonna say what up to you, my man. Salute. All right. Let's rock this, man. And to all my Amp Unit, even if you're not a gold member, channel member, that's just for the chat. I'm bringing my board, my committee together. I might have to ask some questions. We're going to do some polls. This is where I need my gold team, my amplified channel members. This is where I bring everybody gold status together. But all of my unit can hopefully view this now, and most of you guys will be able to view this in the next 24 hours. I will have this on the channel. I'm not making this to where it's only channel members can view it or listen. It's only the chat. That way I can narrow down my questions. And when I do the question polls, I call my channel members boardroom members, basically. My boardroom committee. Let me crack this coffee first, if you don't mind, guys. This is number 12 on the day. I know, I've been drinking I'm 4 over the limit thus far. I like to end it around 10 to 12. I'm already about 12. So I'm going to crack this, and I don't know what happened to this coffee. Look at that. Something happened in the transfer from Dunkin' Donuts to the studio, and I did not get angry. I didn't Hulk throw this into the brick wall. So I don't know what happened to this coffee. I hope it's not like cans where they get dented. You're not supposed to eat out of it. I hope plastic is okay, man. Otherwise, well, we'll find out, man. Salute, unit. All of my gold team. And it's so good to see you guys up in here, man. DC Lanier, Eric Leno, James Shrimp Fajitas, who was the channel member of the week last week. James Shrimp Fajitas. And 2 days ago, we announced the new channel member of the week, gold card member of the week, Renee G. Renee G is the channel member of the week, taking the reins off of James Shrimp Fajitas. Angel Alega, what up, Angel? Aquarius, salute. Mr. Ray, I think that's Carlos Ray, one of my tried and trues. I don't get to see Carlos up in here too often. I know he's taking care of some life shit, bobbing and weaving, jabbing, lefts, rights, underhooks, fucking knockout punches. Carlos, I believe that's Mr. Ray, or we got somebody new. Welcome. We got Jane Donnelly, of course, Notorious, Nikki Smith, Alicia Vukovic, Christopher Blackshear dropping the truth bombs, Ray Hunt. Who else we got? Pimp Jesus. What up, Pimp? Always good. Of course, JR9 Gaming, my right-hand man up in this bitch. Robert Hurt. Sontivia Major. D. Carre. Fuck yeah. Eric Leno, I believe I got correct. D Stands Alone. Muhammad Isa. Rachel Rocca. DeMonte Ty Drew. Kim T. How about Naomi Trinity over an Impact? I know Kim T is a big Trinity Naomi fan like BC. Colin. What up, Colin? Richard Rodriguez. What up, Richard? So anyway, guys, just want to give a big shout out to all of my unit members, my gold team especially, as you guys filter in. This chat is for you guys, man. A chance for me to give you guys a singled, acknowledged shout out, man. I like to do this every once in a while, and I just feel like I haven't done it in a few weeks. I probably just did it last week, but I always like getting you guys together and rock it out. So, let me get a big swig, and we'll get right into these stories, man. I will have you out of here, hopefully, by Monday Night Raw. We're still well over an hour before Raw. Relax. All right, it doesn't taste that bad. Maybe the dent didn't hurt it too much. I really hope that doesn't create like I don't know, man. You guys ever hear the thing, man? If you get a dented can, you're not supposed to eat out of it, man. It gets like poisoned. I'm just fucking shooting. I'm telling you what I hear, man. I'm trying to help out the unit, especially my gold carders, man. Trying. SmackDown. One more SmackDown, man. The 19th, just 3 nights ago. SmackDown's rating is official, and this is after the adjustment. SmackDown this week pulled in a 2.133. This is down again from last week's 2.149. That is a 16,000 viewer loss from last week. Now, that may seem minor on the surface to a lot of you guys, but it's major at the foundation. And what I mean by that is on the surface, you say, 16,000 viewers, that's not bad. It's 400,000 viewers more than Monday Night Raw, BC. The downside here, guys, is that you have now lost over half, and I want you to listen to this, please. This is so vivid to understand this. SmackDown has lost over 500,000 viewers since WrestleMania, and Backlash has now only lost even more. Going into Mania and roughly around, they were pulling 2.6s, especially with the whole Cena shit, all of that. Just going into Mania was 2.6, and now you're at 2.1. Now, you were already roughing around 2.2, and then all of a sudden Backlash comes in. There's no interest at all. Your champion is sitting home, drinking martinis. We don't know why the main event is even happening, Cody versus Brock. There's no reason, and people tuned out instead of coming in to watch the pay-per-view. So last week, SmackDown pulled a 2.149. And this week, they lost even more to a 2.133. And this is heading in. This isn't just post-WrestleMania, post-Backlash. You're heading into the new pay-per-view premium live event this Saturday titled Night of Champions. Night of Champions is in 5 nights, and you scored a 2.133, lowest in months? Guys, that's horrible. This is Fox. This isn't just cable. This is broadcast television. You don't even need cable for Fox. So for those saying I don't spend a dime on cable, good for you. Fox isn't on cable. And you pull a 2-1? That's pathetic. Going into a pay-per-view premium live event. And you're telling me fans are interested and captivated? You're telling me that on Sunday, April 2nd, it was the right call to have Roman win? Nothing has made sense ever since. The air was sucked out of that stadium on April 2nd. From all of us, wherever you were watching, the oxygen was sucked out and it has never been replaced. Nothing in this fucking company makes sense. And everything that has happened could have been done the other way around. Cody wins the fucking title. He has his war with Brock going into the summer. Makes sense. Roman goes away for a month and a half without a title. Makes sense. He comes back. He's pissed off. He wants fucking titles. He's going to show the Usos what should happen. He's going to start with getting the tag titles back. Prove a point to the fucking Usos. He's furiated. The paranoid Roman makes sense. Nothing has made sense. But you know what? It's not even, I agree, BC, or I disagree, BC. It doesn't even matter anymore. It never did, because I know fact from fiction. But it doesn't matter if we agree or not. The facts are telling us that fans don't give a fuck about what's happening in World Wrestling Entertainment. 2.1 for SmackDown, heading into a pay-per-view, a go-home show. Friday would be the actual go-home show, because that's not even 24 hours. That's like 12 hours before some shit, 14 hours, 10, whatever the fuck. But you're fucking 8 nights away, and you're pulling a 2.1? And Raw's pulling in a 1.7? Rampage pulled, I believe, 289, I think, 289, 2 some odd. Rampage, and that was a different time slot, no question. I think it was like 6:30 to 7. It was a weird time slot. But it's the second week in a row that now you're in the twos. I always say you can't be in the twos. You can't be in the twos, guys, because now you're into rerun territory. Law and Order, SVU, Blue Bloods, especially if they want to put on Big Bang Theory, they'll pull almost 1 million viewers on reruns of the Big Bang Theory. Friends gives you $1.50 in viewership to $1.75, and you don't have to give production cost every week to Tony Khan for a product that's giving you $2.75 to $2.85. So you cannot be in the twos as a wrestling show. So that's why Rampage, this is it 294? Thank you, Jared. 294. That's not good at all. Eventually, I'm pretty sure if Collision starts to really slide in the ratings immediately, Rampage is most likely going to have to be taken off the air, because again, you have weekly production fees on top of what the deal consists of. Whatever Turner and Warner Discovery is paying for it. You also have weekly production. There's going to come a point where they're like, you know what? This is no longer fucking doing it, man. This is costing us more money. So, bad ratings week for basically everybody. I always say when WWE is doing really good, everybody's doing good in the wrestling world. And when WWE is doing really bad, you feel that in every promotion. And every fucking... and ever since Sunday, April 2nd, something has been off. That fucking botched Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns decision. And it has plagued the professional wrestling world ever since. That's your SmackDown report ratings-wise. They have dipped yet again. They are getting ever so close to going toward 2.0 flat. Over on the injury report, man, the ladies of professional wrestling, the women are taking a beating. Recently, Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey both out at the same time with nagging injuries. And recently, as well, and currently, I should say, Liv Morgan with a shoulder injury so bad, we're hearing that Liv Morgan might need surgery. Surgery! That's how fucking bad hers is. On top of that, Dakota Kai's torn ACL is bad enough that she will be getting surgery, is what we're hearing. Torn ACL recovery is 9 to 12 months, in case you guys are wondering. That means that if Dakota Kai can somehow come back sooner, quicker, 8 months is what you'd probably be looking at for the Royal Rumble, correct? June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January. That's 8 months. You would have to be cleared by 7.5 months latest. They're not going to, I doubt they're clearing you a week or earlier, man. They're going to have those slots pretty much settled. So you got to look at about 7 to 7.5 months. Can she get back in time with a torn ACL in 7.5 months for the Rumble? Oh, man, that just sucks for Dakota Kai big time. But we're hearing that Liv Morgan also might need surgery. Dakota Kai is having surgery from what we're hearing. And outside of WWE, last night, a horrific injury involving one of my favorite women's wrestler in the world, because she's just one of the best, Sasha Banks, Mercedes Fernando. She was in a big match with AEW's Willow Nightingale for the Women's Strong Championship. First ever, by the way. And she was supposed to win this championship, obviously. Much love and respect to Willow. She was going to do the job and the deed, as she should be. And unfortunately, tragedy struck, and I guess there was a code red attempt. Tried to turn into a snap mirror. But Sasha Mercedes was launched off of the second rope on the outside, fell down to the outside mat, landed very awkwardly, and we believe broke her ankle. So that's for Mercedes. If the break is not too severe, she could be back in about 4 months. If it's not too severe, 6 to 10 weeks to walk correctly, and then gradually work and train your way back to wrestling ready. So 6 to 10 weeks. This is all if it's not too severe. 6 to 10 weeks to walk properly, no boots, doctor's orders, go for that long mile walk, 6 to 10 weeks, and then you have to get back into wrestling ready. Cardio and all that stuff, the running, the jogging, the leapfrogs, and putting the pressure really on that ankle. So we're looking at about 4 months bare minimum, if it's not too severe, to wrestle again. If it's severe, if this is a severe break in the ankle, it could take 8 to 9 months easily. BC will tell you that from experience. I had a really bad broken ankle in many places in that one ankle, and it took me at least fucking 9 months from what I remember. I came back earlier against doctor's orders, and I did lie to the coaches to get back on the football field. I don't recommend that because to this day, I feel that. You know what I mean? You still feel that pain, just like my dislocated, fractured elbow. I still feel that because I always rush back to the football field before I was fully healed. We don't want to see that for Mercedes Moné. So if you're looking at about 4 months, bare minimum, if it's not too severe. If it's severe, you're looking at about 8 to 9 months. First of all, we just hope for a speedy recovery and just a recovery straight out. Mercedes Moné was finally starting to find that smile again in pro wrestling. She was doing it her way. She was paving her own path. And immediately, just as soon as it started, it ended. Snap of a finger, blink of an eye, it's ended already. A lot of people are saying this. See, this is what happens, man. You're not even on one of the biggest stages per se. And you're getting injured, and it's not worth it. Come back to WWE. Get a deal with Tony Khan. But if you're gonna get injured on the big stage. You know, there's a lot of people saying that, but that's easy to say when you're not the person in those boots. Mercedes has done all the big things. This is what was making her happy. This is where she actually wanted to wrestle. I don't think people really truly understand that Mercedes, even though the gimmick is to do it for the money, Mercedes is actually doing this because she loves professional wrestling. She actually wants to wrestle like in longer matches and get to do what she wants with the people she wants to wrestle with. I don't think people understand. They just think that this is just the show for Mercedes, right? Go out there, have a 2-minute match, let Vince McMahon give you $100,000. It's not that way for Mercedes. So it's easy to say, hey, when you come back, go to AEW or back to WWE. Don't be playing around in Japan or anywhere else. But it wouldn't make her happy, man. So sometimes these are just the breaks, literally and figuratively. These are the breaks in life. And sometimes you break your bones, man. BC could have went 80, 90% on the football field, and I probably would not have snapped my arm in half. I probably would not have snapped my leg in half down at the ankle area, 4 different fractures. I probably wouldn't have done all that. But I'd rather go 110% amplified, snap a bone in half, and know that I did it fully amplified. You can't just half-ass life. You're going to look back when you're 70, 75, 80 and go, damn, I coulda done a lot more. Those are the injuries you look back at and you go, man, those are battle scars, man, battle wounds. Don't be afraid to break bones. Don't be afraid to shatter yourself, get some good scars. That's living. I used to love getting fucked up, man. I used to love it. Smash me. Let's go. Son of a bitch, man. I'd see 6 big linemen. Yeah, my job as a tailback was to run away from those motherfuckers straight to the end zone. But nah, sometimes I had to send a trajectory right into these big motherfuckers. 6'4", 6'5", 270, 280. Let's rock. Amplified. Did I get fucked up? Damn right. Did they too? More than me. Anyway, much love and respect to Mercedes Moné, man. Her injury is just tragic for so many reasons. Right when Stella was getting her groove back, basically. Sucked, man. So that's the injury report. If you caught the podcast earlier, a few hours ago, I put up that podcast talking in depth about the big discussion. Should the women of wrestling tone it down more because there's so many new injuries with the ladies recently that were... Is there a trend? Are they doing too much? Are they going too amplified? And BC said in that discussion, check it out, guys. I just put that up a few hours ago. It's a really good discussion. BC said, no, don't stop being amplified. Get more amplified. If you get injured, that sucks, but it's not ballet. It's the same thing we say about the men. Keep that same energy for the females. Why tell the men you can go all out, but the females have to tone it down? Bullshit. Let the females rock out. They're gonna snap bones. It's professional wrestling. You're gonna get your body parts broken in half. It's gonna happen. Let the ladies go 110. One of the biggest reasons that there's a disconnect, especially here in the States, with women's wrestling, is because they don't go full throttle a lot of the time. They are too timid. They're not fully confident in what they're going to do next, and you can see it. So I'm loving seeing physical matches like Rhea Ripley and even Charlie Flair. There you go. Or Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks or Mercedes Moné in there with Willow going 110. I love that shit. And that eventually over time will make viewers tune in to women's wrestling. Let them go full throttle. Stop having this double standard where the men can go all out and it's okay if they break bones. They're men. But the ladies cannot go all out. If they break bones, too many of them, we have to say, tone it down, women. Don't forget, you're ladies. What? No, brah. I can't get behind that. We had a big discussion on that earlier. I hope you guys caught that. I want the ladies, I don't want them to get injured. I don't want anybody. I don't want Braun Strowman or a Ricochet to get injured. Of course not. But, man, there's pride in injury, guys. There's a prestige in injuries. There really is, man. When you know you gave it your all, it sucks at the time. But the redemption, the training to get back to where you were and then even better, there's nothing like that. Go through the battles. Go through the wars. Get the scars. Break the bones. Live a little, man. Live a little. I'm so proud of Mercedes Moné. Absolutely. Sam Byers, 5-month membership up in the chat. Sam Byers, I appreciate that, dude. Big time, tried and true. It's so good to see all my gold carders. Godswilla has joined as well. Recent roll call. We did a roll call a little bit earlier with my gold carders. Godswilla joined. Sam Byers, pile driver finisher, has joined. Who else, man? We got a lot more that have joined. Nasir Alexander up in here. I got Alicia. I know that. Renee G. Renee G, our gold card member of the week. Salute, Renee. Moving on, guys. Next story. Let me get, man, I don't know. This is starting to maybe not taste right. Look at this dent in this coffee. I don't know what happened but this doesn't exactly taste right. This is about the time where I probably shouldn't drink any more of this, but you know what? What can you do, right? Yeah, something tastes off in that. The French vanilla Dunkin' coffee that's banged up. I don't know. I'm going to keep drinking it, guys. I'll find out later if something was wrong with it. Fucking A. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know, Godswilla, what happened to this thing, man. I brought it from Dunkin'. I got back to the studio, and, well, that's what's looking at me. I don't know, man. And it definitely tastes weird. Oh, well. Mr. Ray, Carlos says, throw it out, BC. Well, I know, I should, Carlo. I never really do what I should do. You know that. I always do, I always do what I'm not supposed to do. I've always done that shit. Moving on. Oh, this one's actually sad, man. This is Pinocchio himself, SHNOZ McGee, Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Internal belief in WWE is that Grayson Waller's debut on SmackDown this week was a massive botch. Even using the word, this is a word that I was told being utilized backstage. Grayson Waller's debut was a dud to those in the locker room. Waller is thought to be, not just with us fans, but it's good to see that he's thought to be one of those unique stars that can get super over without a lot of effort from the WWE machine backing him. And that's from the talent themselves, guys. It's really cool to hear the talent speak so highly of people that are coming up from like NXT or maybe just independently from somewhere else. But when the boys and the gals speak so highly of somebody, that tells you something. And again, Waller is just that dude that's so unique, he can get super over without a lot of effort from the WWE machine. So you'd almost have to go out of your way, almost internal sabotage the guy for it not to work. Now, I didn't think this was a total dud like I am hearing those in the locker room is saying, right? And they're saying this is a massive botch. I didn't think the whole thing was. I didn't mind the AJ Styles Grayson Waller back and forth. I love that he had a Waller effect. AJ Styles as the first guest, I'm cool with it. They have some history in NXT, actually. And Grayson Waller saying what he said. I can't wait to hear them say, and new world champion Sethington Rollins. And then Styles gets up, and they stare at each other. You don't know if they're angry at one another or if they're about to make out like it's Dawson's Creek or Saved by the Bell, Kelly Kapowski and Zach Morris. Boy Meets World, Corey Matthews and Topanga Lawrence. You don't know if they're going to make out or fight. They're staring at each other. Nobody's saying it. They're staring at each other. What did you say? You heard me. Don't say it again. Or what? I don't know. Okay, then. And then we just fucking go to Michael Cole. Michael Cole telling us about fucking vacant tag titles. So we're going to have the fourth different set of women's tag champions in 4 months. Damage Control, Lita and Becky, fucking Liv and Raquel. It's going to be Shane and Ronda next. What are they fucking doing, guys? This Grayson Waller effect had everything it needed to be special and show even the casual fan why they should give a shit about Grayson Waller. Instead they stare at each other and nobody is talking about Grayson Waller 3 days later. Not that night, not the next day, not this weekend, not this Monday. Trust me. Saw the headlines. I see what we're talking about. It's not Grayson Waller at all. People have already forgotten about the Grayson Waller effect. Now, that's not saying you can't be booked properly going forward, but that's the point. SHNOZ McGee, Pinocchio himself, Mr. Big Nose, Mr. fucking Rudolph, the big nose reindeer, Paul Levesque, needs to pull his fucking nose out of Vincent Kennedy's ass and start doing shit correctly. Because you take somebody like Grayson Waller, who's already a star personified. You don't got to put in that much work. It's sitting in your lap. And you'd have to sabotage him for it not to work. Sound familiar? How about L.A. Knight? Yeah. How about L.A. Knight? Look at how L.A. Knight is a fucking... You go to many shows. TV is not just it. You go to the live events. I've seen the videos. You have L.A. Knight that is actually over as a heel. And what are they doing with it? Nothing. They are purposely leaving him off of pay-per-views. He was off of WrestleMania when he was one of the hottest heels in the industry. Go back. I understand it was Los Angeles, by the way. But go back to Friday Night SmackDown during that Battle Royal before WrestleMania. Who were they chanting loudly? The entire arena. L.A. Knight. L.A. Knight. This dude didn't even show up at Mania. Backlash. Wait, I don't even think he was on Backlash. JR9, anybody in the chat, my gold members. Correct me if I'm wrong. L.A. Knight wasn't even on Backlash, was he? In Puerto Rico. I have confirmation from my unit. Big name, God's Will, JR9, James, Shrimp Fajitas, Aquarius, Ray Hunt, Buggy, Alicia, Mr. Ray, Carlos, Eric Leno, Angel. That's confirmation. LA Knight wasn't even on Backlash. That's internal sabotage. But you see, they probably just don't have anything for him. Just a patient. What are you fucking talking about? When you make dinner and you fry up the oven and you put the shit on the stove and you wait 40 minutes for the fucking your pizza to cook from the oven, you got your pasta on the stove, and after 45 minutes your meal is finally finished. It is ready. It is super hot and ready to be devoured. Do you throw it away before you even eat it? You waited 45 minutes, you take your pizza, you take your tortellini pasta, and you throw it away? You throw it outside in the garbage? LA Knight is a fucking star. We're chanting for him. We want to see more of him. And you fucking keep him home? Or hide him in catering like it's a game of hide and seek? Where's LA Knight? I don't know. He's hiding so well. We want to see LA Knight, and you have him eating triple layered moose cake in catering. No WrestleMania. No Backlash. Never on a fucking SmackDown. This week, you know what he did this week? You know what he did on SmackDown? They had him in a tag team with Rick Boogs. Rick Boogs is a fucking powerhouse, by the way. Just got back from injury himself not long ago. He needs to collect W's for the casual fan especially to give a fuck about Boogs. No, let's make him eat a quick fucking L in a nonsensical tag match against the fucking Street Profits. So they have LA Knight tag with Boogs, which all of us are like, can this guy get any worse booking? And then they have LA Knight turn on Boogs immediately, right after the 4-minute match. So we say, okay, thank goodness this isn't going to be a long-term tag team. But what's the fucking consolation prize? A fucking feud with Boogs, who's already eating nonsensical tag team losses? That's the best you got for LA Knight? And then you wonder why Grayson Waller is ending his Waller effect, staring at AJ Styles like they're going to either make out or throw a fucking minion tantrum where they just start flapping their fucking hands. We don't know what they're doing. Paul Levesque. One of the two. One of the fucking two. He either has to get his schnoz out of Vince McMahon's ass because it's so far up there, he knows what Vince is having for breakfast tomorrow and 2 weeks ago. Or, if he doesn't take his schnoz out of McMahon's ass, he's got to relocate his fucking balls out of Stephanie's purse. One of the two. I'm not asking you to move mountains and do both. I'm not asking him to take his nose completely out of Vince's ass and his balls out of Stephanie's purse. I'm asking him to do one or the other. Because he's the chief content creative officer. And right now, the only fucking officer, the only authority he's in control of is absolutely dumbfoundingly bad booking. He is the chief bad booker officer, the CBBO. Chief of Bad Booking Officer. Chief of Complete Shit Officer. What is that? Chief of Complete Shit. CCSO. Chief of Complete Shit Officer. I am fucking done waiting for LA Knight to shine. No, I don't have patience. No, I'm not going to wait another month. I'm not going to see a 2-month feud with Rick Boogs. The fuck? You have nothing for him at these pay-per-views. LA Knight is a star. You know what they don't like, guys? They don't like that they didn't create them. Vince McMahon hates when he doesn't create something. He hates it. And he will sabotage you. Paul Levesque is just as petty. If you think you're just going to let Paul Levesque off the hook, oh, you're on the wrong channel. Paul Levesque cannot stand. He just tried to recreate what Vince did in NXT for a couple years. He wanted to be known as Papa H. He wanted to have control over everything you were doing, man. I'm responsible for your entrance. I'm responsible for your character. I am making you a star. And if Triple H knows that he did not do that, he's just as petty as Vince. What you saw Sunday, April 2nd with Cody Rhodes not winning and sucking the oxygen out of the wrestling world still to this day, and Roman walking away for no fucking reason with that fucking title for 4 digits to say I was a champ for 1,000 days plus. What you fucking saw there was pettiness from the old bastard in Stanford and Pinocchio from Stanford. That is a Vince McMahon, VKM HHH production, what you saw with Cody Rhodes. It is pure pettiness. Pure pettiness. Of course, Vince was in on the call, no question. H was the biggest cheerleader in Cody not winning. H knows the shots that were taken in AEW by Cody Rhodes. H knows about the sledgehammer to the throne. H was not going to have Cody get a moment that H himself could only dream of. WrestleMania 39, defeating Roman Reigns for the fucking title. He wasn't giving Cody that moment. We should have known. Pettiness kept that shit from happening. And then this fucking SHNOZ McGee does a fucking media scrum afterwards, copying his idol, Tony Khan, by the way. And Hunter Hearst Helmsley says, there's more story to tell, man. Just wait, guys. We botched WrestleMania. We sent the entire fucking stadium home unhappy. The entire stadium dumbfounded. Everybody, the millions watching at home, fucking befuddled. Like, okay, that's Mania. Okay, I don't know what to think about that. Everybody shitting on WrestleMania Night 2. And then here we are 2 months later almost, and we're still trying to make sense out of anything this company is doing. But there's more story to tell. Cody's gonna be in a filler feud with Brock for no reason. Roman's gonna go home for a month and a half, and when he comes back, he's gonna be going for tag titles. That's the story. And maybe in the future, Cody and Roman might cross paths. In the meantime, we'll make a new title so you guys are happy. We'll create a participation trophy, runners-up, second world championship. Wait till you hear what AJ Styles said about that. That's what we'll fucking do. It's the fucking truth. In fact, fuck it. I'll tell you what Styles said right now. Hopefully I can find this, by the way. Listen to what AJ Styles said about this fucking championship. You tell me. Right. People just like, oh, man. BC, man, of course you're going to trash the new title because you thought Cody should have won. No, I don't think Cody should have won at WrestleMania. I know he should have won. Look at what happened. I tried to tell you guys before he needs to win. That was the culminating moment. Anything after Roman's title reign is stale. Anything before, I was down with. I liked Roman as champ all the way to Mania. This was it. Everything pointed to that decision. Listen what Styles said about this title. He was asked if it's a secondary championship. You want honesty? Listen to AJ Styles, and I quote, Is it secondary, says Styles, this new championship? Well, if the Raw championship is held by Roman, the SmackDown championship is held by Roman, then how can you argue that it's not a secondary title? We had to make a new championship because Roman holds them all. Wow. It's everything BC has been telling you, right? Everything I've been telling you. Am I amplified you? Especially all my gold carders in this chat right now. You guys were on board. You know, that's nothing to disagree with. We all knew that this is a participation trophy. Paul Levesque knew that he botched massively at WrestleMania when Cody did not win that title. That was a decision that WWE might never actually bounce back from. So they had the backlash, no pun intended to the pay-per-view, but the backlash was so vivid, so amplified, they had to create this new championship. And it's one thing when BC says it, right? Because the haters or whoever claims they don't like BC, but they listen to every podcast. Thank you. You're just really big fans. I appreciate it. But they say, oh, well, that's a podcaster. He's a podcaster. He's supposed to have hot takes. You know, you're going to listen to BC because you want to hear amplified discussion. It's a lot of hot takes, though. He's like a shock jock. No, not at all. It's one thing to hear it from BC, but when you hear my same words echoed by a superstar in that company like AJ Styles, who, by the way, is going for that title this Saturday. He's going for this participation trophy championship, this runners-up secondary title. And he is giving you his honest thoughts on this championship, guys. I am going to read this again from AJ Styles, and I quote, "Is this a secondary title? Well, if the Raw championship is held by Roman, the SmackDown championship is held by Roman, then how can you argue that this is not a secondary title? We had to make a new championship because Roman holds them all." There you go, guys. Mic drop from BC. It's what we've discussed, man. I'm not just saying shit to be a hot take. This was a participation trophy because it's what it is. They botched at WrestleMania. And now nothing makes sense and Roman is more part-time than ever. Even when you have an event called Night of Champions, Roman doesn't even have to defend the championship. He's having a fucking tag title match at an event called Night of Champions. Which means that the earliest Roman will defend his championship will be roughly 3 months after Mania. Or yeah, basically, right? Because that was April 2nd. It's about to be June 2nd. And when's June 2nd? Next Thursday, Friday? What the fuck? Well, in a week, it'll be June. So that'll be 2 complete months. But the next premium live event is this Saturday. So you got to figure that he's not going to defend his championship at least the next pay-per-view. 3 months! And you're telling me this title shouldn't have been on fucking Cody? You have a guy who's going for a world title telling you, in his words, and I quote, "We had to make this title. Roman's holding them all." That was a quote. Roman is holding the belt. What he's telling you, let me decipher the code, guys. Roman is holding the titles hostage. I don't know any other way I can tell you. I don't know any other way AJ can tell you. The botch at WrestleMania is so big now that the wrestlers don't even know what they're competing for. You have got to be a fucking numbskull, honestly, if you don't realize how big of a botch that was Sunday, April 2nd. And the pettiness of Paul Levesque and Vincent Kennedy McMahon. If you don't understand how bad for the professional wrestling world Roman walking out of Mania was, you are completely clueless to the product. That's not an insult. That's not shade. That is legit truth bomb. If you do not by now understand how bad Roman walking out of Mania with the title is, I don't know what to tell you. AJ Styles doesn't know what to tell you. We are now watching a match on Saturday for a championship that even the wrestlers are saying is a secondary title. He just said that. AJ Styles just said, and I quote, "How can you argue that it's not? Roman's holding them all." The wrestlers are telling you we're going to compete for a runners-up participation trophy secondary title. How is that okay with you guys, man? I know for my unit it's not, especially my gold card. I'm looking at my chat. I see a lot of truth bombs in my chat. That's because my gold card, all those green names you see in this chat with the gold card, that's the smartest wrestling fans in this fucking wrestling world. Dante Jaren 23, Eric Leno, Jaren9 Gaming, Pimp Jesus, Mr. Ray, James Shrimp Fajitas, Angel Olega, Renee G, Clutch City Fan, Notorious Nikki Smith, Big Nang, Rachel Rocca, The Script Keeper. You're looking at the Eric Leno, Alicia Vukovic, Ray Hunt, DeMonte Ty Drew, Aquarius. These are the smartest wrestling fans in the world. Because we've been saying this from day one. Dave Mealy, DC Lanier, Silver Black 31, Pile Driver Finisher. But no, I know there was other podcasters or content creators and journalists and reporters in the community. And they were saying the opposite, right? No, man, Cody's got to lose, man. Adversity. He needs to struggle. We need him to earn it, man. We need Cody to earn it. We need Roman to keep the title and beat Hulk Hogan's record, man. How'd that work out for you? Would love to know. How did it work out for you? Anyway, I think this all stemmed. We went to the left field with a hockey stick with that discussion. I just let out a lot of amplification that I've been holding back for a while. It's a lot of the stuff I've said in the past, but just in a much more amplified way. But it all stems from the misuse, not just booking-wise of the main eventers like Cody Rhodes, but the dudes that should be on their way to main eventing, like the LA Knights and the Grayson Wallers. And you say to LA Knight, BC, be patient. He's got time. No, you got to strike while the iron is hot. This dude was getting chanted by the entire arenas at live events and on TV. Right before Mania, he was being chanted in that Battle Royal. And you leave him off of Mania, then you leave him off of Backlash, and it's clear you have no trajectory going forward other than maybe a Rick Boogs feud. No, that's not patience. You have to do something special with somebody that the audience is telling you is special. If you're in the woods and it's cold out, you start a fire, right? Everybody you're with that you're camping with, you all started a fire. You're so happy, right? You're getting warmth. You're going to be able to cook food. You got a fire, a nice big fire. And here comes fucking honking Henderson, right? He's coming up and he's fucking honking along. Every fucking step he takes, there he is. Honk, honk, right? Honk, honk. Hey, guys, what are you doing, camping? And he takes a big fucking pail of water and he puts out your fire. You'd look at fucking honking Henderson, you'd say, why the fuck did you put out our fire? We had warmth. We had food to be cooked. The fire was just starting to blaze. Why would you put the fire out with the pail of water? We were creating the LA Knight fire, and here comes Paul Levesque, and he puts the fucking fire out with a pail of water. And that brings me to Grayson Waller. You say, Grayson just debuted, BC. Give it some time. No, not if they're going to book him like we're seeing with LA Knight and so many others, by the way. The podcast, we only have a limited amount of time. Raw is just over a half an hour from now. So I'm giving you LA Knight as an example. And Grayson Waller because he just debuted. And even from what I'm hearing internally, the wrestlers in that locker room, on that WWE roster, they were befuddled at that Grayson Waller effect. And I know all of us were as well. Smarten the fuck up, Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Now is the time. There are stars in your company, and that's what we've been waiting for. Nobody feels special anymore. And instead of giving them the rocket, you take a pail of water and you put out the fire. It's bullshit. Major bullshit. Moving on. Next story. Meltzer is reporting that AEW is... Oh, by the way, I forgot to even mention, smash that up on your way in or out, or if you keep coming in and out, guys. And to my unit, I only put out a half an hour of notice before we went live. So most of you guys are going to catch this later when this is already up on the channel as an podcast upload. So to the thousands of you guys that catch this later, man, my gold members, that's a prerequisite. You have to smash the up. But I appreciate it if my red team, everybody else, it's totally free, doesn't cost a thing. Smash that up, help out the algorithm. I really want to see that catapult to over 200 over the next few minutes, man. There's no reason. After all the amplification I just dished, there's not a fucking reason under the sun that should not be over 200. And then let's take it to 300 plus, because we're amplified. Meltsy boy. Reporting that AEW is struggling heavily to push AEW Collision tickets. Now, this is big because Meltsy Boy is obviously, he's Team AEW. We know that. But for him to come out with a story that's actually saying, hey, you know what? This is not good. The Newark, New Jersey show was the first eye-opener, only pushing so far 3,500 tickets. A third of that, we believe, is third market sale. So they're not even going to show up. So that's not good. And then we're hearing other venues that have been announced. The sales are underwhelming, to say the least. On top of that, you don't even know if you're securing CM Punk. So you cannot definitively say that the opener of Collision is going to be in Chicago. So sales, Collision is just not piquing the interest that AEW thought they were going to pique. And I gotta say, I have here in my notes, shocked, ? Unit, are you fucking shocked that Collision is not really garnering a lot of buzz? Because I'm not. Rampage was your second show. They're fucking around with numbers in the 200,000s. Collision is on a Saturday night. Dynamite can barely get out of the 700,000s. 700 to 800,000 is Dynamite's new normal. The fuck you think audience is going to show up on a Saturday night? I'm asking. That's not shade. I want to see them succeed. I'm asking, who could be shocked at this? Especially when the whole fucking thing revolved around CM Punk, Phil Brooks, and now Brooks is being Brooks, and everybody now is going to act shocked that everything BC said about Brooks is fucking true? I would think so. I wasn't pulling out of my ass. I saw this dude's trajectory his entire career. This is what Brooks does. If you don't bring back Ace Steel, I'm not going to show up. Oh, that's not in our original deal, man. I'm throwing a bunch of money at you. I'm making your own show, basically. I'm catering to you. I'm bringing whoever wants to work with you to you so you don't feel uncomfortable. What the fuck, man? I'm not bringing back Ace Steel. Then I'm not showing up. What? You can't do that. Now, once again, the community is starting to get what I call the Punk headache. Right? Every once in a while, it gets so nauseating that even the hardest core of CM Punk fans say, I'm done with it, man. I love Punk, but I'm done with this. It's a nausea to another level. It's unexplainable. It's the Punk headache. The Punk nausea. Right? And then what happens is after a few months, they forget about it, and they're like, I want Punk back. AEW needs Punk. Wrestling is better with Punk. And then all of a sudden, Punk does his drama, and then all of a sudden, it's right back to where we are, square one, right? You get the Punk nausea, the Punk headache again. Well, we're going through that again. People are finally saying, I see it all over the place. I'm done with this, man. This is laughable at this point. There's still people that go, this is all a work. Who's being worked? Nobody's having fun with this. This is not a work. We're nauseous by this. If Brooks shows up at Collision, if Brooks was to show up this Wednesday at Dynamite or at Double or Nothing next Sunday, who would think, oh wow, it's Phil Brooks. What a year-long work this has been. Nobody. Who the fuck is being worked? Everybody's looking like a clown in that company. Fans are nauseous. It's become laughable. So if this is a work, It's the worst work of a lifetime in pro wrestling. Worst I've ever seen. So no, it's not a work. This is real life shit. And it's pathetic. All for one dude that is beyond average. Who I honestly believe doesn't even love pro wrestling anymore. How do I know that? He said it himself at the All Out Scrum, by the way. Just listen to the fucking what he said. And that was after just a few months of being back. And only a handful of matches and 4 injuries. 2 pretty severe and 2 nagging injuries. What more do you want him to do? I will never understand the CM Punk phenomenon. Never. He cut a really good promo in Las Vegas. Broke down the 4th wall. And that was it. He had a good summer of Punk or summer of Cena, whatever you want to call that, with him and Cena. And that was good. Yay. And then he threw his hissy fit. Him and Vince had a falling out. Okay. The guy was an average wrestler. I don't understand what you guys want. What do you want? What you saw in AEW is Phil Brooks today. That is moving the needle for you? I'll never understand, maybe. I'll never understand it. I won't. Even his promos, man, it just seemed like he doesn't have it anymore. You know, it's almost like he was forcing his AEW promos to be kind of shocking. It's off, man. Off. And now they don't even know if they can secure Punk. That's why you haven't even heard that Chicago is the location. You want to pump those tickets now. They don't even know what's happening. And the ticket sales, according to Meltzer, this is a guy who fucking is just short of being on the AEW payroll. And he's admitting Collision is not creating the buzz they were hoping for. And tickets are they're not selling. Now we're hearing there was a rumor/report that CM Punk was issued a legal letter by Warner Discovery, not AEW. Warner Discovery. A legal letter, because they're trying to clear this up by Wednesday. And they need to announce where the first Collision is going to be. If they can't get Punk, obviously you can't go to Chicago. That would be a fucking dumpster fire. Going to Chicago without CM Punk when it was all this fucking hoopla, it's just not smart. So they already have Jacksonville's Daly's place lined up as a secondary precautionary backup plan. But Warner Discovery sending over a legal letter over to Phil Brooks that he has to appear, I guess. Man. I don't know. This is this was not the time to start a second show like that. You already had a second show in Rampage, and that failed miserably. I don't know I know Turner Network said that they wanted to double down on pro wrestling, but look at Dynamite go backwards in the ratings. Look at Rampage. It's a dumpster fire. I don't know what was expected by this show, man. This could be one of the biggest failures in pro wrestling history, this Collision show. The first couple months, if you do get like the Phil Brooks and people are like, oh, I got to see what's happening. Okay, the first couple months, maybe not even, maybe a few weeks. But after a few weeks, especially a couple months, watch the ratings where they start to settle. This could be a massive flop, man. I don't want it to be. I want it to succeed. I just think this was a bad idea from the jump, guys. Unit, how do you feel about Collision? You excited or not for it? You know what? I can do, you know what? I got my gold team, man. No. Hold on. Don't even answer that yet, guys. I'm going to ask that in a poll question. Hold on, guys. Are you guys excited for the new AEW Collision show? All right, so in about 15 seconds, you guys are going to see this question in your chat. I'd appreciate it if you guys answered. Are you guys excited for the new AEW Collision show? In about 15 seconds, I should say. That'll be up in the chat. I need at least 100 of you guys to participate, if you don't mind, for it to be a valid vote. Just want to see what you guys are saying about it, because it doesn't look... Even Meltzer is saying that the buzz is not there and people do not want to show up to the arenas right now. On that note, while I have that up, guys, there's 2 new trademarks that have been filed by AEW. Tony Khan has filed this trademark, AEW Saturday Collision. Now, that's not too shocking, right? I guess the only tidbit there is that it's actually going to be called AEW Saturday Night Collision instead of just AEW Collision. That's the first trademark. The second trademark is a transfer portal. Transfer portal has been trademarked by AEW. Now, for those that don't know, that's they just started that in college sports. I believe, what is it? NCAA's got that for since like what, 2018, 2019, so that athletes can kind of go in between. They can switch different athletics, basically. I believe. I mean, I don't want to jump too far into it because this transfer portal I never really got anyway because there's so many moving parts. So he's trying to make it sports-centric. I understand. That pretty much confirms, by the way, the brand split, right? This is just another indicator that this pending brand split is imminent, and it's going to be for Collision. And what we believe from this trademark that has just been filed by AEW boss Tony Khan, transfer portal is how you're going to be able to go from Collision to Dynamite, Dynamite to Collision. Now, unless they're doing this properly, this is going to shit the bed and it's going to give me a fucking headache, and I know a lot of you guys. I don't want to see some visitor pass shit. I don't want to be talking about a magic fucking portal that takes you from the fucking mortal world to Hogwarts, or from fucking Matt Hardy's alternate universe to Bray Wyatt's Funhouse. I don't need to be talking about a roster portal. The fucking Matrix, like Silver Black 31 says. I just said that too, Jaron. Pretty much the equivalent to the WWE Visitors Pass. If they can go through this portal at any time. That's what I mean. How are they going to do this portal? But this is a big, big tidbit onto what to expect from the brand split. Transfer portal has been trademarked. We believe that this is going to be the portal to get from Dynamite to Collision, Collision to Dynamite. And if this is not done correctly, this is a fucking circus waiting to happen. And the problem with that is there's too many pro wrestling circuses right now. We don't need another. A fucking portal. Are they really going to say that on the air? Tony Schiavone? Is he really going to say it? It's Bryan Danielson through the transfer portal. It's Dan Garcia. Dan Garcia through the portal. The AEW transfer portal is upon us, guys. That's not just BC having... This is a real thing that has been trademarked, and we believe that's going to be the connection to Dynamite and Collision, guys. I'm just giving you a heads up, all right? Let me go back to the vote. Did I get 100 yet? Oh, we're over 150. My amp unit. This was on a half an hour notice. I have so many gold card channel members up in this chat. Fuck, man. Love you guys, man. Thank you. I appreciate that big time. 150 votes already. Are you guys excited for the new AEW Collision show? 74% say no. And a lot of you guys are AEW fans, and you're like, Everything I'm hearing so far is more chaos, more drama, not in the good way. Nothing about Collision right now is giving you a reason to watch in a fun way. It's all just weird, twisted drama, confusion, circus-like atmosphere. 73%, 27 say yes, they are excited. I'm going to end that poll right there. That is a monumental difference in how you guys feel about your excitement. In the next 10 seconds, the results will be in your chat. 73% no, 26% yes. Moving on, guys. Congrats to Jade Cargill. She just celebrated over 500 days as TBS champion. There was discussion we heard from people close to Tony Khan that if he was able to get Mercedes into AEW, it wasn't going to be for the World Championship for the women. It was going to be for Jade Cargill's TBS Championship. I cannot give you concrete proof that that was going to happen, but there was very, very real discussions. And Mercedes, Sasha Banks even said, I'm waiting for the call. I'll absolutely listen to Tony. And we were hearing that he wanted to have a Jade Cargill Mercedes matchup / feud. Mercedes, at what point? Does Mercedes take the title from Jade Cargill, or does Cargill beat Mercedes? Because maybe Mercedes would be more part-time-ish for AEW and still continue her New Japan Pro Wrestling Stardom type stints. But that's a distant thought now because it's not going to happen. Mercedes has been injured. She's going to be out for months. And Jade Cargill continues this undefeated streak past 500 days. Also, big congratulations to Willow Nightingale, man. That's a big title. That was an audible last night, guys. Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné was supposed to win because of the injury. She then went into the ring and still like a champion, like a fucking warrior. Continued the match, took 2 power bombs, and was defeated. Passed that torch over to Willow. Willow, through an audible, became the new first ever women's strong champion over in Japan. Big for Willow Nightingale. If you're AEW, you now have to fucking catapult her. I know if you're a big Willow fan or not, I hear you. But she just had a title victory over Mercedes. She's going to be carrying that title now on AEW television, I would think. You have to utilize her big time, man. James Trifinas, instead of yelling, "Get the tables! Get the portal!" Oh man, the Acclaimed needs to get the Dynamite real quick. They're pulling out a fucking curtain that's gonna act like a portal. What else? Raw preview, JR9 Gaming, or anybody in the chat. I'm gonna put you guys to work right now. What's the Raw preview tonight? I know there's going to be the Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and a mystery partner versus Imperium. There is a chance, guys. Only a chance. It's not concrete. We talked about it earlier in the podcast. I put up a podcast a few hours ago. I talked all about it. Spoiler, if you don't want to hear it, block your ears, earmuffs. Drew McIntyre could show up tonight as the mystery partner, set up something big with Gunther. I know we've already seen them mix it up. But it doesn't look like they're going to bring Drew back in the heel format that they were originally talking about. And now we're hearing that he could be the mystery partner. Or if not, who? Scooter McGee? Is Matt Riddle going to use the fucking transfer portal and show up on Raw? He is SmackDown, isn't he? Or is Scooter McGee on Monday Night Raw, Matt Riddle? Because maybe he'll just end up being the third, and that will not be a mystery. That will not be a fun surprise. It's officially Riddle. Oh, they must have got backlash, man. They must have gotten word that people were actually starting to get intrigued, and they pulled the fucking plug and they just announced Riddle outright. That was supposed to be a mystery tonight. Wow, I knew it. I told you guys in the podcast. Are they going to get wind about how this is building? And are they going, even if Drew was going to be the guy, are they going to pull the plug on Drew and put somebody like Riddle in? Or are they going to pre-announce it because they saw the anticipation and they were like, fuck, we can't back up this anticipation. We can't deliver on their expectations. Wow. That's what you fucking have? Matthew Riddle, Scooter McGee tagging up with Owens and Zayn? Like this is fucking Backlash? This fucking company. Befuddling. Absolutely fucking befuddling. I cannot fucking tell you how this fucking company, how just stupid they are. And how they don't even fucking want to change. Either they don't realize how bad they are, or they just don't want to change. Oh, wow. Yes, Trish and Becky Lynch contract signing is tonight. Seth Rollins, Sethington's part 2 with Corey Graves sit-down interview because he's filming a movie last week. So they did a 2-part fucking thing in case he had to do reshoots this week. I don't even know. I went through some of the preview on the earlier podcast. Check that out, guys. But you know what? All the other stories have to chill for now because it is close to Raw, a little over 10 minutes away. So what I want to do is get over to my super chats and give you guys all the fucking acknowledgement, all the love right back. I want to start off with JR9 Gaming kicked us off with a coffee saying 4th Rampage in a row in the 200,000s. Dreadful for AEW. JR9 Gaming, I knew it was 2 weeks in a row in the 200. I forgot that it was 4 weeks in a row. Wow, man. At this point, JR9, you know what I'm going to say. This is basically becoming a new normal, and they're making it harder for themselves to dig out of the hole that they are literally digging themselves. JR9, that's fucking... At what point do you pull the plug on Rampage? I know you don't want to hear that. I get it. Not you, JR9, but there's some fans that are not going to want to hear that. But at this point, you're right. They're not going to be able to recover. Appreciate you, and I appreciate that tidbit, JR9. I did not know it was 4 weeks in a row. If it's me, off the air. Sorry, not sorry. And now you got fucking Collision on... Man, I don't even... Colin with a 2-spot. Do a poll. Which pay-per-view you should stream? Actually, that would be interesting, wouldn't it be? I'm thinking about this, guys. Don't take this as word. Word is not bond yet, but... Should I go live with NXT Battleground Sunday? Not AEW Double or Nothing. So, guys, I'm going to ask you in the chat, should I go live next Sunday with NXT Battleground, not AEW Double or Nothing? I will still cover AEW the next morning, but I'm thinking about going live next Sunday night. They're going head-to-head, guys, NXT and AEW. So I'll ask you guys in the next 15 seconds, guys, if you don't mind voting. That'll help me out greatly. So Colin, good idea, actually. DC Lanyard, 3-month membership. Happy to be a member for 3 months. This is the best. This is the best place to be in the IWC. Might be an unpopular opinion, but I love heel Trish. Red team, go! DC Lanyard, I appreciate you, bro. And I fully agree. This is the place to be, the best place in this community. And it's not unpopular with me. I love Trish Stratus as a heel. DC Lanyard, I appreciate you, dude. Strict Tango, 2-spot coffee. It's been 3 years since I became an AMP unit member. Well, we've only had membership for 5 months, Strict Tango, but I think you mean an amplified unit member in general. An amp unit status. That's what you say, actually. That's what you say. You didn't say go. You said amp unit member, 3 years. Yeah, Strict Tango. I need fucking I haven't been able to drink this Strict Tango. It doesn't taste right. Something happened to it. My apologies. Yes, 3 years as an amp unit member. I've had the channels just over 5. So you've been along for the ride a long motherfucking time. I thought you meant gold unit. I've had that for 5 months. Strict Tango, I appreciate you. Rachel Rocca, 30 spot. Chucking coffees. Hopefully they don't get dented. Chucking coffees at the channel. Rachel Rocca, one of my favorite people in the unit. Rachel, much love and respect. So good to see you up in here. I appreciate that, Super. It's never needed, man. Rachel says, hey, unit, I appreciate all the love and support from graduating with 2 degrees. When my parents died, all the times I wanted to give up in school, but I stayed amplified because gold and red team don't quit. Much love, amp unit. Damn, Rachel Rocca. Congratulations. 1 degree is amplified to another level. You just fucking graduated with 2 degrees and suffering the loss of your parents. I am so glad that the unit, this channel, BC, can help you find that strength to overcome shit like that. Because that's got to be so hard. Not just losing your parents, but being in school 2 fucking degrees. Man, Rachel, you are the backbone. People like you, Rachel Rocker, are the backbone to the unit. And we need more people like you. And that respect you see up in this chat, that's justified. Rachel, much love and respect. I am so proud of you, so happy to hear that. 2 fucking degrees. I can't even fathom 1 because I never went and got one. Got a GED, went to a fucking community college, was on the dean's list for a couple years, then it got really tough and I'm like, fuck. Rachel Rocca, much love and respect. I appreciate you big time. Congrats. So good to hear. Jane Donnelly with a 5-spot coffee says, what up, BC? Finished work just in time for the stream, so I can actually stick around for once. Laugh out loud. Also want to wish DeMonte Ty Drew happy birthday for tomorrow. Jane Donnelly, rocket. What up, brother? I appreciate that, dude. Glad you were able to catch this live throughout. No work holding you back. And I'm going to piggyback off of Jane Donnelly, DeMonte Ty Drew, if you're still up in here. Happy birthday, bro. Much love and respect. Hopefully you rock your birthday out amplified style. Jane Donnelly showing that love and support over to other channel members. I love seeing that shit. Anthony D with a 5-spot coffee. Super sticker emoji. Love it. Anthony D, I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate the coffee. Clutch City Fan, gold status, 10-spot, couple of coffees. Clutch City Fan says, sometimes I can't stand the IWC. After Mercedes got injured, I saw a whole bunch of marks saying her injury is karma. Don't even go back and forth with people like that. Clutch City Fan, you will live a much happier life when you learn to instantly throw those people to the wayside. Don't even engage with that level of stupidity. They only want to bring you down to their level. When you're amplified, you can't even go that low. Clutch City Fan. Rise above that shit, man. Muhammad Isa. I appreciate you, Clutch City Fan. Thank you. Muhammad Isa. 550. Coffee. BC, 2 weeks ago, I struggled with preparing for my math test, but thankfully I overcame the adversity that was the test, and I earned an 89 on the test. Yeah, Muhammad. Tap into your Steiner math, bro. It can do you no wrong. 89. Fuck yeah. I hope to think that all of the math and all of the numbers that we do on this channel maybe helped out Muhammad. I'm glad you overcame that. You stayed amplified. You clocked in up here and you realized what needs to be done and you got the job done. Muhammad. Stay amplified, brother. Always good seeing you up in here. I appreciate the coffee. Mr. Ray Carlos, 10-spot. I'm just happy to see you up in here, Mr. Ray. I don't get to see you up in here often anymore. I know you're taking care of life shit and knocking it down. So I'm letting you do your thing, but it's always good to see you, bro. That's a great dog, BC. A one-man dog. Salute. Oh, the Chow Chow, right? Yeah. Way more than the German Shepherd. The Chow Chow is very independent. They don't seek to please you. They don't care if you're pleased. But I kind of dig that. I love amplified dogs, German Shepherds, Chow Chows. I just think it's so hard to train them. It's an obstacle, and if you raise them correctly, they're not just going to be savages. They're actually going to be very loyal, very prestigious, and they'll tear your fucking head off. I love that. Mr. Ray, hopefully your dogs are rocking, man. And hopefully all is good, Carlos, man. So good you seen you up in your Prime Killer 220. Had to hop on my transfer portal to drop my super. I love it. Prime Killer went through the transfer portal to drop the super chat and most likely smash that up. We're on our way to 300, guys, on the ups. I appreciate that on 30 minutes of notice. Prime Killer, hopefully that transfer portal will send you back through so you can catch 3 hours of misery tonight. I mean Monday Night Raw. Nasir Alexander, 10 spot. Thoughts on a Nuggets Miami Heat NBA Finals, because these so-called basketball fans are complaining about it being a low rating. Remember, it's not the same as WWE because it's not predetermined. Nasir, I said when they beat my Knicks, I said this Heat team is legit, and I would not put it past them kicking the shit out of the Celtics. And I knew the Nuggets were going to beat the Lakers. So right now, it's Nuggets and Heat. And fuck the ratings. I know that's going to be a war. So my thoughts on it, Nasir, let's rock out. If it ain't my Knicks, I at least want to see a really good series. Appreciate it, Nasir. A Merrick, 5-spot coffee. I don't get to see a Merrick too often in the chat. Really cool to see. A Merrick, watching this from my break at work. Kick ass, guys. I'll watch the rest later, and y'all better be amplified. You know it, A Merrick. We rocked out during this hour and a half. And for the thousands that are going to watch this afterwards, I know they're going to rock out too. So this will be up on the channel, Americ. So catch the rest later. I appreciate you stopping by, smashing that up, throwing BC a coffee, and showing that respect and love to the rest of the Amplified unit. Americ, guys, has been a tried and true from the beginning. So it's always good to see him up in here. Guys, Jimmy Fingers 19 made an appearance tonight. A couple of 10-19s. Jimmy Fingers 19 said, just stopping by to say what up to you, BC, and to the AMP unit. I've been tapped out on both products since the Raw After Mania. I haven't watched a lick, but I have been up to date from these podcasts. I'm glad I can keep you up to date, man. Tell you that you're not missing a damn thing, Jimmy Fingers 19, and you probably did the right fucking thing by not watching After Mania. Jimmy Figures 19 also says, based upon everything I missed, it sounds like wrestling is still on life support, and I haven't missed anything that would have been captivated. So I just gave the like button a superstar Billy Graham bear hug. Jimmy Figures 19, I appreciate the fact that even though you don't watch faithfully the product, you still come in and say what's up to BC. I always tell my unit that. Even if you stop watching the product, I don't blame you. But every once in a while, stop by and say what's up to BC. I'll be doing my thing on this platform. So it only takes a moment to stop in, say what's up. Smash that up. That's all you got to do. Jimmy Fingers 19, I appreciate you so much, man. Guys, what's going on Raw? Raw just started 2 minutes ago. What's going on, guys? Brock is killing Cody. Brock is on a rampage. So we're just going to do the beatdown angle, right? Cody Rhodes is going to go through adversity, guys. Dave Mealy, 5-spot. Time to start calling SHNOZ McGee Botch McGee. LOL. Dave, it's what I do anyway, man. It's what I've always called Paul Levesque Botch McGee. Some people don't like to hear that. They just bring up what he did in NXT. But you know what? He's fucking Hunter Botch Helmsley. That's what he is to me. Dave. Much love and respect, brother. Big Nang, 2-spot. And new COCSO, the man with 3 H's. The Chief of Creative Shit Officer. Or whatever the fuck we said. We came up with a bunch of acronyms. Big Nang, it's justified. Oh... Paul Heyman is on Raw again? I thought Cody Rhodes was just getting the shit kicked out of him. What was that, backstage? Where was Cody getting the shit kicked out of him? Was that backstage, guys? I'll have to go back and watch all this from my notes when I do the review tomorrow. Christopher Blackshear, 2-spot. Riddle is in the 6-man tag as the mystery partner, Scooter McGee. Yeah, we should have known, shouldn't we have? McIntyre's coming back, though, guys. He's not going to AEW. There's no falling out with WWE. He is imminent. They panicked, and they knew they couldn't deliver tonight, so they pre-announced Matt Riddle as if that's going to be fun for anybody. So Cody got beat up backstage for more adversity, and now Paul Heyman's back out with a fucking visitor's pass. I tell ya. Clutch City fan, 5-spot coffee. It's official. The third man, Scooter McGee. Yep, absolutely. I heard, man. The Script Keeper, 5-spot coffee. I heard that Shinsuke Nakamura was going to be the mystery partner tonight. No, apparently they pre-requisited Scooter McGee. So not Drew, not Shinsuke, not anybody, Script Keeper. It looks like it's going to be Scooter McGee, and we're going to do this stupid fucking trio of Sammy, Kevin, and Scooter again. Dante Jarren, 23, 2-spot. Beating Hogan's record serves no purpose. No, other than Vince McMahon and Triple H to get their fucking rocks off and have Hulk Hogan booted from the top 3 of longest reigns ever with 1474. Michael Anthony, 3-spot. Thank you, BC. Here's another coffee, brother. Michael Anthony, I appreciate you, bro. I know you're a long time sub to the channel. So it's always good to see Michael Anthony up in here. I appreciate your words, man. Big Nang, 2-spot. Hogan returned in 2002. It's a 9-year-long work. Just to beat his record, Big Nang, no doubt. Dave Mealy, 5-spot. Sounds like Collision is on a collision course with a disaster. Sadly, it's an iceberg we can all see coming from miles away. When it was announced, Dave Mealy, I said, this is literally, I'll use your word, disaster. I mean, look at Rampage's numbers. Dynamite's going backwards, and you're going to double down on pro wrestling by giving AEW another major Saturday night show when Dynamite is trying to stay afloat? Dave Mealy said it best. Dave Mealy with another 5-spot says it's not Scooter McGee anymore. It's Portal McGee as he scoots through his portal. Jack Brewer, 5-spot coffee at work, giving you a coffee, hoping Mercedes Moné, Dakota Kai, and Liv Morgan gets better. And I gave the like button a bank statement. I appreciate that, man. That like button is reeling on the ropes right now. That like button is tapping out, man. Jack Brewer with the bank statement, and I second those sentiments. Mercedes, Dakota Kai, Liv Morgan. All speedy recoveries, we hope. Trying to go through these guys, man. I want to make sure I got everybody. Hold on. I know Raw's on, guys. I'm going to go back and watch it. Don't worry. I'll have the full review for you tomorrow. You guys are hopefully catching it as well right now. Christopher Blackshear, 2-spot. Transfer portal is going to be WWE's wild card rule. Or just a straight-up visitor's pass. Christopher Blackshear. No question. That's how stupid this is going to be. Colin, 2-spot. It's this Sunday. Oh, by the way, hold on. I didn't even go to my vote, guys. I got to end the poll. Should I go live with NXT Battleground Sunday, not AEW Double or Nothing? 64% say yes. I should cover NXT this Sunday. I'm going to end the poll, and it looks like if I go live Sunday night, it'll be NXT Battleground, guys. Thank you for participating, man, and helping me out with that. Dave Mealy, 5-spot coffee, says, something tells me Meltsy boy spiked your Dunkin' coffee. It's not even a spike. It just dented, and it tastes weird now, man. Maybe Brian Alvarez and Meltsy were just tossing it against the fucking brick wall before I came. Maybe. I don't know, man. Dave Mealy. JR9 Gaming. 5-spot coffee. Dragunov versus Dijak. Last man standing. Mello versus Breaker. Dar vs. Dragon Lee, likely Roxy vs. Cora, and hopefully JC vs. Gigi at Battleground. Battleground is stacked. JR9, I just did the poll. It looks like I'm gonna do that live if I can. I'm gonna definitely. I don't know if this makes sense. Definitely try, but I'm using those words together. I'm definitely gonna try to do Saudi Arabia Night of Champions Saturday afternoon live. The good, the bad, and the ugly. I will then try Sunday night to do Battleground live. And then Monday morning, hopefully I can do Double or Nothing. I appreciate that. JR9 Gaming. Yeah, they're both stacking their cards because they know how serious this just got. I think the other thought that the other was going to balk a game of chicken and the other company was going to move first and move the time slot. They both are staying at 7 to 8 p.m. So Battleground is going head-to-head with Double or Nothing. Chris Murray, 2-spot, BC. Woo! Chris Murray from the UK. Amped. Chris, what up, brother? Thanks for the coffee. I'm glad you're amplified. Now the only thing is stay amplified. Appreciate you, brother. Big name, 5-spot, even though NBA will be done next month. Baseball will be next, kicking wrestling's arses. Excuses never end. No, I always say, Big Nang, you could have 36 weeks out of a 52-week calendar year, and we could come up with an excuse, whether a holiday, a playoff, just a big game, a sporting event of some sort, a presidential speech, your grandmother's birthday, maybe you got to play in traffic for a while and you give an excuse. But there's always an excuse to give if a pro wrestling show does not pull in adequate ratings. And it's bullshit. And on this channel, there will be none. Big Time Baxter, 5-spot, BC, 8 weeks straight of Dynamite under 900,000. A long time since TK, Jericho, Saraya, and fans last came out the grounds like a groundhog for a 1 million rating. Yeah, Big Time Baxter, that's what I was trying to say for months. Some people listened, others didn't. My words ended up being true. When you go so low for so long, there's no more FOMO, no more fear of missing out. And now fans can think they can miss out every week. And that's why you're seeing consistently low numbers every single week. And they can't even get back to consistently over 900 now. I told you that was going to happen, Big Time Baxter. I didn't want to be right. I just knew that I was. Guys, I think I got all of my super chats. I want to give a big shout out to every gold member still in this chat. And for everybody that's going to catch the ending of this later, because I know Raw is on. But if you took a moment to stop by, say what's up, didn't even need an extra coffee, man. The membership is top tier, just next level appreciation and a show of support for this channel. But even aside from that, just smashing the up, guys, totally free of charge. Smash the up. If you just took a second doing that, I want to thank you guys, man. I'm going to go watch the rest of Raw. I've only missed 10 to 15 minutes. I'm going to watch the beginning later. Don't worry. I'll have a full Raw review tomorrow, starting from the beginning and how I felt about Cody Rhodes facing adversity and getting beat up by Brock and Paul Heyman with his visitor's pass. I'll go over all of it. So I'm going to go do that now. To everybody that came up in this, everybody's still here, my gold card, man. JR9 Gaming, as always, dude. Thank you so much. Even with Raw on, JR9 stuck by, so in case I had any questions. JR9 Gaming, first ever gold card member, by the way. Santivia Major, Demonte, Ty Drew, happy birthday tomorrow, bro. Pile Driver Finisher, I appreciate ya. Mr. Ray, Carlos, so good seeing you up in here, man. James Shrimp Fajitas, the old last week's channel member of the week, James Shrimp Fajitas. This week's new channel member of the week, gold card member of the week, Renee G. Alicia Vukovic, Angel Alega. We also had the Script Keeper, Notorious Nikki Smith. James Miller was up in here, gold status. Dwayne Piazza. Nina. What up, Nina? Christopher Blackshear. Eric Leno. God Swilla. Pimp Jesus. Oh my God, guys, I cannot tell you how special it is when I see all those green names with the gold card. And it's not just because I'm a Packers fan and it's green and gold. I get it. I didn't even know the names light up in green when you get a gold card. The tube does that. I just put the gold card up for you guys. You've earned your gold card. I love seeing you guys up in here, man. Colin, I appreciate it. Big Nang. Sadiqua Flowers. Man, I love getting my gold card together and doing these type of streams, man. There'll be another one coming. Maybe one of the pay-per-views next week. There's going to be 3 of them starting this weekend. Maybe one of them will be members only. Because I love shortening the unit just a little bit so I can get a better gauge on the discussions. Appreciate you guys. Much love. We're about to hit 300 on the ups. This was with a half an hour notice, so I really do appreciate you guys, man. With a half an hour notice, you chose to spend your Monday evening with BC before Raw. All right, that's it. That's all my thank yous. I'm going to go watch Raw so we can do this again tomorrow. I don't know if it's going to be live, but I'm going to give you my full review on all 3 of these hours. Appreciate you guys, man. Check you. Aquarius, DC Lanier. We'll check you, man. Rock out. Amp Unit. Salute. Gold members. Activate those some bitches at all times. Stay amplified. My red team. Even if you weren't part of the Gold Unit Live member chat, my red team. I need you to always bring it, man. 300 on the ups, man. What a way to leave, too, man. 300 on the ups. Awesome. All right, top guy, I'm out. We the ones, the rest far distant twos. BC saying check you. It's time for Raw, man. It's either going to be fun or it's going to put us to sleep. Let's find out. Buggy, salute. The fuck happened to my coffee? What happened to my get up. Yeah. What happened to my coffee? Look at this thing. Dented. The fuck?